there's some really, really good questions kind of coming through on the Q&A. So I'm going to kind of jump to a few of those and sort of go through them, because I think they really sort of adds to what we're saying here. Because arguably what we're sort of seeing here, unfortunately, the questions from anonymous, which is always like, brace yourself for an anonymous question, guys. It's not going to be too bad. But do you think that arguably the COVID crisis is actually going to push open banking into the mainstream? Because arguably these problems have been there for quite a long period of time, but given the urgency that we now have to fix these problems, to really help individuals or really help businesses in this sense, Simon, probably put that one to you. I mean, lending has always been a problem, but when you might go out of business if you don't get this money really quickly, then access to funds is more critical than ever, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely agree with you 100%. So it's a great question. My immediate response is yes, I do believe that this is going to, I think, push open banking forward significantly. And I, personally, and on behalf of funding options, I absolutely hope that's the case. For me, the piece that's missing is adoption across the board. So if you look at the number of lenders that will consume open banking data digitally, it's actually only a fraction of where it should be. Without naming names and sort of shining too much of a negative light, shall we say, on the CBILS scheme, but there are lenders accredited to that scheme who are only lending to their own customers. And one of the excuses they give is, well, we couldn't possibly lend to anybody else's customers because we can't see their bank transaction information, which sort of makes a mockery of what's available there via open banking. So, I'm being a little bit pointed there, but the principle absolutely is there. The more adoption of open banking there is across the market, then I think the greater efficiency, the greater success, it can only improve things.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Todd? Do you think arguably the COVID crisis, inadvertently makes open banking a lot more mainstream at this stage in terms of the uses of it?
Yeah, I do think so. I mean, I think this is a huge opportunity for open banking. On our prep call, I had called it the defining moment for open banking. And the reason is we all know there's a lot of critics out there that are stating that open banking is yet to fulfill the hype that we've been hearing for 3 years. So this is the opportunity to demonstrate how quickly we can mobilize, and we can demonstrate the true benefits of how open banking can improve efficiency to help in these processes and can reduce cost. So no, and while some of us on this call are competitors, I think this is a chance for us to really cheer each other's successes. So this is about waving the flag for open banking right now, because I think this will finally demonstrate tangible results and fulfill some of the hype that had been projected.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I mean, what do you think, Sam? Do you think? I mean, we sort of joked, didn't we, earlier on this week, saying we should probably go through this whole thing and not say open banking, just because actually it's so much about the use cases, it's so much about the problems that we're solving. You're solving real problems for consumers in this period. Do you think open banking really just starts to be? It's not about what you're doing, it's the way that you're doing it. And the way doesn't matter in this instance. It's just the fact that you're solving real customer problems.
I think that's right. I mean, to get customers using a product in the first place, you need to solve a pretty acute pain point. And to get people sharing their banking data readily with a third party, you need to do that too. I think that this has created a world in which almost, particularly in banking and government, where the sort of pieces have been thrown up in the air a bit. And when they land, they might land in a different configuration. And you may get a situation where actually the government starts using open banking more effectively, or encouraging, lenders to use open banking more effectively because they realize the power of that. And all of that will create a positive force towards actually increasing the awareness of it and the acceptance of it as a solution to many problems.